Perspective with Deji Owotumi.
Nigeria is heading towards another big political moment, that is the 2027 general elections, and already the political temperature is rising fast. The question that hangs over the political landscape is what will really decide how Nigerians vote. The off-cycle elections in Osun and Ekiti have offered an early glimpse of what may come. But beneath the politics lies a harsher reality. For millions of Nigerians, life has become a daily struggle. The gap between what they earn and what they need to spend is getting harder to bridge. Before we examine the politics of 2027, let's look at what is happening on the ground and what Nigerians are actually dealing with in their everyday lives. First, this report.
As Nigeria moves towards 2027, the political conversation is getting louder. But for millions of Nigerians, the more immediate question is simpler. How much can their money still buy? In July, the National Bureau of Statistics said headline inflation eased to 15.43%. But food inflation rose to 20.31%. Put simply, prices are still rising and food is rising faster. In April, NBS figures put the minimum cost of a healthy diet at 1,589 naira per adult for a day, almost 48,000 naira a month. Put that beside Nigeria's 70,000 naira minimum wage. For one adult, meeting basic healthy dietary needs alone would take more than 2/3 of that income. And that is before rent, transport, electricity, or school fees. Getting around is also more expensive. In May, NBS figures put an average city bus journey at about 1,431 naira, while petrol averaged 1,596 naira a litre, 55% higher than a year earlier. The World Bank puts the pressure in sharper perspective. Its 2026 assessment estimates that 63% of Nigerians were living below the national poverty line in 2025, with another 7 million falling into poverty that year. Behind those figures are everyday compromises, food portions reduced, bills postponed, and emergencies increasingly met through borrowing. So, as politicians calculate alliances and vote ahead of 2027, some families are doing calculations of their own. 101, 010, 100. These are not just numbers, they represent meals Nigerians eat or skip on a daily basis. And that reality could shape how Nigerians vote in 2027.
You're welcome back. Our guest today is a political activist and former PDP chieftain, Mr. Henry Shield. He's also the Director General of the Future Is Now movement. Mr. Shield has been a strong critic of the APC-led government and a vocal commentator on Nigeria's political affairs. Today we go beyond the criticism to examine his views on the road to 2027, the lessons from the recent elections, and what he believes Nigeria needs going forward. I started by asking for his views on the recently concluded Osun State Governorship Election.
It is the second off-cycle election and the last before the 2027 general elections. What did you make of it? Were you surprised at all with the outcome?
Well, if there was any surprise for me personally, it to be the resistance of the Osun people and the governor and Adeleke. That was the only surprise because nothing else surprised me. Not the fact that the APC wanted to put an initial and that right. Not the fact that they invaded the state with several governors. Not the fact that we saw violence before the election. Not the fact that on election day, within certain hours, IREF stopped uploading. Not the fact that there were no attempts to manipulate the election. The only surprise for me personally for what I could read, surprise was the fact that Osun people resisted imposition, resisted intimidation, and resisted any attempt to ambush them.
What, in your opinion, contributed to that resistance, as you call it?
Several factors. One is, for 18 months now, the federal government, led by Tinubu of the APC, has refused to release local government funds to Osun states. These are civil servants who have families, who have friends, who have relatives, who are affected by this illegal action of the federal government, this political action of the federal government, a government that is supposed to be improving the welfare and living condition of the people, is now engaging in actions that are detrimental to the well-being of the citizens. So that, first of all, created an atmosphere of dislike. I don't want to use the word hate, but that would be very strong. It created a situation of total dislike, total abhorrence for anything APC. Now, two governors of the APC before this current governor of Accord, who was PDP before, couldn't pay full salaries for all their times in government as governors. Rauf Aregbesola, who wanted to go over to Itola, they didn't pay civil servants in the state their full salaries. They were paying out salary. You understand? So that affected, because I read a whole lot of testimonies, or reports rather, from people that were directly affected. Someone will say, my mom worked for this state and we couldn't pay salary, we couldn't feed. They were paying us, or we couldn't receive salaries. They were paying us salaries for 4 years of or 8 years of Aregbesola. So there were people that were negatively impacted by the ridiculous actions of the APC. So that is number two. Do you understand? That already created an environment where Osun people will find it very hard to trust the APC with their lives, with the state. Because the first governor came, couldn't pay salary. The second one came, and this one that came is paying salaries, is paying pensions. So he said he has paid over 80 billion naira in pensions. So there is a total, this is not about I will build road, I will build water, I will build skyscraper. No, this is about real life experiences of everyday Osun energy. This is about their lived in experiences. Nobody is coming from Abuja to come and tell them you must vote for APC. No. They have witnessed APC for, I think, 12 years. 8 years of Aregbesola and 4 years of Oyetola before this man came. And they've seen 4 years of Adeleke, and they've seen the difference.
So let's broaden the conversation a little bit. What do you think this, or does it portend, in your opinion, any danger for the APC ahead of the 2027 general?
Absolutely.
Do you think there will be replication of such?
I am hoping there will be, but I doubt that there will be much. You know, for this one, there was concentrated efforts. It was just one thing, it was an off-cycle election, so it was just one select. So the efforts were one person, a musician who is related to the governor, was able to draw attention, because I love the strategy they deployed. There are people inside INEC. That's what I believe. That there are people inside who was giving them real-time information of the next action they wanted to take within the commission. So they were able to put it out. That putting it out and the public seeing it and them seeing, the public already knows what they want to do. It kept checkmating everything they wanted to do to manipulate the election. Now, for the general election, there will be 36 states and the FCT. The opposition as it stands today is non-existent. I'm sorry, but for me, I do not see any opposition here. Atiku is counting on the votes from the north, which will be properly divided with the vice president and some key people, not even one person. Then Peter Obi is counting on the vote from the southeast and south, and you have a Mechina who will divide the south with him. You have a Akpabio who will take the south with him. So for me, opposition is just a joke for now. So I don't think there will be serious fight against Tinubu in 2027. Yes, people will come out, because believe me, there are people who detest this government. That's the regular statement Tinubu made on 29th of May 2023 when he said subsidy is gone. It has ruined a lot of lives.
Now, all candidates said they were going to remove subsidy.
No, all candidates said they will remove them in phases, except this man. You do not do that. You do not turn the lives of a nation, upside down with a reckless statement. And
so your challenge with it is that it was in one fell swoop rather than...
Not just one fell swoop. It wasn't even planned. It was not in the presidential speech for that day. It was a reckless statement that turned everybody, because if you're going to remove subsidy, Jonathan tried to remove it in January of 2012. If you want to remove fuel subsidy, number one, you engage stakeholders, you engage the members of the public, you invite people, you get memoranda from people, let them submit their opinion and everything. You come to an agreement with the country, because fuel is the life wire of this country. It's more important than electricity to everybody, because fuel's availability affects even the woman in the village. There are villages that have not seen electricity for 10 years, 20 years. They are still living. But you see, fuel, it affects the cost of living, it affects rent, it affects school fees, it affects transportation, it affects salary, it affects everything. That is not the kind of policy you implement so recklessly. Since the day it made that statement to now, Tinubu's government has not addressed. Nigeria has not addressed. So there are people that will vote against Tinubu because of that. There are people that have been victims of kidnapping under him, that had to pay ransoms because the government didn't come through for them. There are those that will vote out against Tinubu and go to the poll to go and vote. There are people that since Tinubu became president, they've only been able to eat once a day, managing to eat once a day with their families. There are those that will go down gross to the polling booth. There are people that the cost of the dollar has affected their business, as businesses have ruined their businesses. There are so many things that people will go to the polls hoping that Tinubu is voted out. Now, we cannot be flying in the air and say voted out and you will be voted in. So when you get to the polling unit as a voter, you don't like Tinubu because of all the evil he has done, all these policies that has impoverished the people. So you want to vote. There is supposed to be a consolidated basket for opposition votes. If you're not voting for Jonathan as in 2015, you're voting for Buhari, right? If you're not voting for Jonathan, you're voting for Buhari. If you're not voting for Buhari, you're voting for Jonathan. But this time around, if you go there, even if you hate Tinubu, even if you dislike Tinubu, you get to the polling unit, you are confused.
To the catch-22 situation.
Are you voting for Atiku? Are you voting for Peter Obi? So if you vote for Atiku, it takes the vote. If you vote for Obi, it takes the vote. Rather than consolidate the vote of the opposition against the government that has done badly and mostly in the last 3.5 years, the opposition is more confused than the government in power. So I feel personally...
Do you think that can change? They tell you 1 day is very long in politics.
No.
From now till 2027, do you think anything can change with regards to
their pride is too much. I've engaged both of them. They are too arrogant, they are too proud.
So you think they're putting personal ambition over
the
greater good of the country?
The pains that families are going through in Nigeria, I believe people are going through pains. Believe me, I am on the street on a daily basis. People are going through hell. The pains that people are going through in Nigeria will not bother both Atiku and Peter Obi, and I'm mentioning their names directly.
So why do you say that?
Because why would you not be able to subsume your ambition for the salvation of this country from Tinubu? Look at what Tinubu has done to this country.
Who should bend for who?
Anybody, I don't care. I don't have a preferred candidate. I want to love them, any of them. What is important? Tinubu subsumed his ambition in 2015 for Buhari to become president. That is how his strategy thinks. That is how someone who actually looks at the bigger picture thinks. Today, Atiku wants to be on the ballot. Peter Obi wants to be on the ballot. Instead of us coming together and the moment Tinubu, you people are dividing these votes again. Okay, no lessons have been learned from 2023 because this is the same scenario we had in 2023. So it is, I am calling advice. See, the time of appealing to them is gone. Both of them should let Tinubu win 2027. Let Tinubu win 2027. We are not begging them again. I think you get whatever, Peter Obi, whatever. How can you want him to be president be more important than saving this country? Atiku will bring votes from the north. Peter will bring votes from the south. Tinubu is gone. Tinubu is gone. If Tinubu, because see, I am a realist. I'm a pragmatist. I thought Peter Obi is more like elder brother. He was my governor. I have a relationship with him. I love him. He's an ideal politician. He's the kind of politician we should aspire to be like. He's a decent man. Very, very decent. But, and I said this to the camera, Peter Obi does not have what it takes to remove Tinubu. Let's be very realistic. To remove this government, you need to beat the system. Peter Obi cannot beat this system. That's what are we lying about? He will go and waste people's time again on the 16th of January. Peter Obi cannot, not that he cannot, he will not.
With the current circumstances on ground, you say.
My brother, Nigeria's politics is peculiar. In Ghana, you can be a decent man and win an election. In Nigeria, you need to beat the system. You need to have a relationship with INEC, security agencies, dogs.
What makes our own situation very peculiar?
Those are the factors I'm mentioning to you now. Those are the factors. We are not an ideal nation. We are a nation of crooks. What are we hiding?
You see, but people say, why can't the electorate make up their mind? And
The electorate voted in 2023. What happened? Who switched up the RF? Has the person been arrested today? No. We are a nation. I don't want to say Nnamdi Kanu say it's a zoo, but we behave like those in the zoo.
But
we cannot conduct ordinary, simple, free and fair election. We can't. Look at Osun. People were being shocked. Osun, a freaking governorship election. We had people, money was moved into the state. People were sharing nylons of rice, not even bags of rice. You dehumanize another human being because you're in power.
Mr. Rachel, let's look at it. There's some pundits who are warning that beyond just being anti-Tinubu, what's next? What are the alternatives? What are their policies? We're not hearing anything in that.
No, there are.
And they want of repeating a mistake of the past, because some people now look at Goodluck Jonathan and look at him like a saint, and they're warning critically, saying beyond just removing Tinubu. You know, some of those critics would describe you as an anti-Tinubu crusade.
I'm not anti-Tinubu.
And nothing else.
And I'm a civil society person. My job is that government should do it. Where Tinubu does well, I'll praise him. Wike has been doing fantastically well in the FCT. Roads only. He's a disaster when it comes to management of the city. But in construction of roads, no minister comes close to Wike. Nobody. And I'm going to actually do something in that regard. I'm going to go around all the roads that Wike has constructed. I'm going to praise him. I'm going to post them. I'm going to make sure the world knows and sees what Wike has done. I owe that much to my city, FCT. So for that, I'm not anti-Tinubu. I am anti-bad governance, and I don't care who is bringing the bad governance. I criticize Oti when he started saying people should bring 200 million naira for billboard bill, for presidential billboard in Abia. Said I called him out. I criticized Adeleke a few hours ago when he said he's supporting Tinubu because Tinubu is Yoruba. So if Tinubu start killing everybody in Nigeria, keep supporting, that's primitive in nature. That's very primitive of the governor. If a man is destroying a country, you do not say you endorse him because he's your brother, when there are better alternatives. I'm very ashamed of the governor. Yes, we fought for him. Yes, we stood for him. Yes, we defended him. But saying he will endorse Tinubu, he will continue to vote for Tinubu. He wants Tinubu to come back because he's his tribe man. That's the most primitive, uncivilized statement I've heard from any governor. So please, it's not about being anti-Tinubu. What has Tinubu done well? How many people has Tinubu moved from poverty into riches, into prosperity?
Are you confident that either Atiku or Obi can do better than Tinubu?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Who's your candidate?
I don't have the candidate. My candidate will have been anybody that the opposition unitedly brings together. But since they decided to be confused, well, let's go to the field. When Tinubu wins, we will not decide which party we are going to join. But I'm not going to continue being stupid with people who don't have foresight. I'm not going to continue being in the same camp with people who are so selfish. that they do not consider what some of us are going through, what millions of Nigerians are going through, what farmers are going through in the bush, what families that are going through kidnapping experiences. They do not consider the harm that Tinubu has done to Nigeria. They must be on the battle. Oh yeah, let's go to. Nobody should beg them anymore. We beg Atiku along, we beg Tinubu, Peter Obi along. Let us go. Let us go. I pray that Tinubu wins the second time.
If we use Osun State as a case study, we also see that not every Nigerian owns the same opinion that you hold. The 111 local government in the APC, you say they're a disaster, but the numbers don't suggest that.
Did you see that some people collected their money? I still went to knock at their door and tell them, shame on you and your money, because they're not going to vote for it. You don't know the level, how deep the test is towards Tinubu and the APC government. Forget people that are not even members of any political party. You don't know how much they detest this government, because you look at.
Although Ibamiji got 444,850.
If we get forensic expert, that vote in Osun State will not be more than 30,000.
Your opinion?
Yes, my very candid and informed opinion.
Right.
Let's get they said they want to go to court. Let's go to court. There is no way up to 30,000 people will vote for these people now. Yes.
The APC said it's the popularity of the candidates that fielded. It's one of the factors.
Which candidate? The one that was commissioner of finance.
Said he wasn't that popular with the people.
The one that was commissioner when they were paying our salary. Which candidate? Which candidate?
Like, he wasn't that popular. They made a mistake of the choice of candidates.
Commissioner would have been a better candidate. That's the truth. You see, now giving APC free advice. See that I don't eat that.
So that paints a picture that it's not everyone who owns the opinion that APC has been a disaster.
In a democracy, you can't get 100%. What is important is the majority, and I'm saying.
But it's a sizable number.
This is not. I am saying if we query these numbers.
But that's what we have.
I saw videos where they were refusing people from other parties from voting. I saw videos where they were threatening the lives of people that if you don't vote for our party, we will kill you. Kill. Not we will maim you, not we will fight you, not we will pursue you. We will unlike you. This 400,000 is suspicious.
What's your reaction to President Tinubu calling government?
Whatever has to do with Tinubu, I don't know.
Something that's quite a democratic.
No, I think we're missing the point. As enlightened people, we should not be looking at the body language of a government, of a president, for security agencies, anti-graft agencies, electoral agency to decide how an election should be conducted. It is wrong. It is an abnormality. Do you know what I'm saying? If there's a state government election, a state governorship election in the state, the president is in Aso Rock. He is not the governor of the state. He should ordinarily, and I don't want us to fit into that narrative. It is wrong. What business has Tinubu in Osun State? He is not a voter in Osun. He is INEC form. I'm not sure if you know Osun. So what business? Because he's president. Now another president will come in who will now decide to personally appoint the reg for the state. We are feeding into a wrong narrative. It's a subnational election. It has nothing to do with Aso Rock. Tinubu should not be able to influence what happens in the state. So when I saw the governor sucking up to the president, sucking up to the president, he has called him, he has called me. I told him, I consider my father. I told him your son is causing to be a state of her. We should condemn it, you and I. I know you're a journalist, but you should condemn it. That is not how a state governor should to relate to a president.
Perhaps the governor has just been a realist like you. That's the situation on the ground.
What is the
federal might is a factor, isn't it? That's the reality on the ground now.
Let's
speak on the idea.
See this what they. Let's continue. Let's circle back in 10 years or 20 years and see what nation we have built.
Do you think we're making progress?
We are not.
Democratically?
No. Every election is worse than the other, than the previous one. We're not making any progress. Every election in Nigeria is worse than the previous one.
Can we make progress?
Absolutely.
If we can, how do we do it?
Thank you. First of all, there should be a law where the chairman of INEC is not appointed by a politician called President Tinubu or President Jonathan or President Obasanjo. The appointment of the INEC chairman first
Should be independent of the
should be
president.
done by independent bodies, National Judicial Council, National Council of whatever. But that's because if I appoint you,
He who pays the piper, you said.
do you understand? When they were laying the foundation for the INEC headquarters, God, I shook my head because we have laid the foundation for what will destroy Nigeria. Why would a politician or a member of a party go and be the one laying the foundation? Yes, he's the president. Yes, he's the minister of the FCT. Why should they be the one to go against that? Why couldn't, INEC needs a new headquarters, fine. Why not put the budget for that headquarters in INEC's budget? Let INEC go and source their own contractors. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Right. So you point at this anomaly, but there's something other people say. They say the way it is now, the current people who hold power do not have the incentive to implement some of these things.
Yes.
How do we go?
There is no.
Where do we go from here?
Thank you. Wake up the opposition. When there is fire in the bum of this government, they will sit up. Since Bola Tinubu was sworn in 2023, up till now, he has not seen any opposition.
Tinubu was the opposition before.
And he gave Jonathan a hell of a fight. I witnessed it. I saw it firsthand. Nobody told me. I saw what Tinubu did to Jonathan. And that is how opposition
It has not moved just forward, has it?
Listen, he did it for his own personal reasons. We should do it for Nigeria. We should save this country from people who can sit down somewhere.
Who are the we you reference?
Nigerians, Nigerian citizens. That's what I mean.
Nigerians have not been able to mobilize, have they?
That is where the opposition is missing the point. There is enough anger in the land to remove Tinubu in 2027, no matter how much he wants to manipulate the system. But nobody is galvanizing this army. Nobody is mobilizing the people. Nobody is discussing going with a common front. Atiku is running his own race. This one is running his own race. See, my brother, I've just come to think about it like, okay, once my birthday is in October, or after my birthday, I'll just make a declaration. If you guys are not ready to come together, man, I am not. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are not. Buhari wasted 8 years of my life. I did not. Tinubu is about to waste 4 years. I shouldn't let him wait another 4 years. I shouldn't waste 16 years of my life, not because we can't remove him, but because the people that we're considering as alternatives are serious. This is fact mode.
Can't we get a better alternative? And this would tie into one of the issues people raise, how heavily monetized our politics is. Because now it's not that we don't have other people, it's that they do not have the financial war chest to challenge a sitting president like President Tinubu. Can't we make our politics less about money and more about ideas?
When the policies of government impoverishing the people, survival becomes the ultimate goal. Do you understand? Under Jonathan, people were able to come out to Ojota and do subsidy rally, subsidy protest. You know why? They were welfare. Right. Today, even our traditional leaders, all of them, our traditional leaders, our religious leaders, apart from the Catholic Church and a few others, they have become compromised. Why? Because Buhari state here sent millions of people into poverty. So now, if anybody is coming and saying, come and take this $10,000, you will change your belief system, except you are strong. You will change your belief system. You will change your conviction, except you're strong. That is what is currently playing out. The hunger of Buhari state years has transformed people's mind. Leaders used to come out and speak. So there was something called Northern Elders Forum.
Right.
Do you understand?
So we're pressed for time now. On this conversation, what are your final thoughts?
My thought is going to be, Atiku and Peter will be, if you cannot come together for 2027, some of us will go and play 5-a-side football on Sunday. Don't waste our time. The only way to remove Tinubu is to ambush him at Oversoro.
All right, that's a fine face to leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Right.
And that's our program for today. My guest has shared his perspective Whether you agree or disagree, the important thing is that we keep paying attention to the issues that will shape Nigeria's future for the better. Bye for now.